Welcome to the Ohio Health Ice House, where today it's the Blue Jackets Development Camp 4-on-4 tournament just about to get underway. I'm Bob McElligott alongside of Jody Shelley. And Jody, for these players that are going to be in this today, this is the culmination of all week being here, skating, going through drills, going through cooking lessons, playing some games together outside. But it culminates with this tournament today.
Yeah, and getting to know the area and what the organization's about. Here they get to interact with some of the fans, the Blue Jackets faithful. It's been an exciting week in the National Hockey League. These kids here have seen some NHL players interacting with the players. The vets are in the arena and working out, and they're excited to get to this 3-on-3 tournament, which is finally a moment to get away from practice and development and play a kind of a fun game.
Yeah, and remember, a lot of these guys, as you look at the number one draft pick from just last week, Pierre-Luc Dubois, a lot of these guys didn't skate for a long time. They got done with their seasons wherever they were playing. They hadn't skated for a while, and then they came in here and laced them up starting on Monday and went through all of these drills. So we expect that this will be good today, but if it gets a little bit sloppy, hey, don't be surprised because it's just that time of the year.
Well, yeah, and when we talked, you remember last year we talked to Assistant General Manager Bill Zito and General Manager Jarmo Kekalainen, and they were very clear that it's not a real moment to make judgment on these kids. It's more for them to learn. It's not a tryout atmosphere. They say that, but in the same time, there's always a chance for kids to make an impression, leave an impression when you're in front of management, definitely. How many times do you get to skate in front of scouts, general managers, presidents, and the fans? So there's always an opportunity for these young kids, no matter what the management is saying.
And there are some guys that are going to have an advantage. There's one at the bottom right of your screen. There's Sonny Milano. He's been through this camp before, and he just helped to hoist a Calder Cup with the Lake Erie Monsters a couple of weeks ago. So for Sonny, another former number one pick of the Blue Jackets, I mean, this is kind of old hat being in this tournament. He's a veteran of this camp.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. He's the really one of the few, and if not the only guy that played in Lake Erie in that long haul who's here. But he's a guy, it sounds like from what he says, just loves the game, wants to be around the game, and any opportunity to be on the ice with some competition is good, and that's a great attitude to have at a young guy.
And he is on a team with Pierre-Luc Dubois, so a couple of first-round picks playing alongside one another. And it's the Blue Jackets look at this. Quite frankly, maybe these are two guys that end up playing on the same line in the NHL someday, and I'm sure if that's the case, the Blue Jackets would be okay if it was someday soon.
Well, it really looks like the Blue Jackets are looking to the young guys that had success in Cleveland. It really will open the door and give them a long look. So Milano is aware of that. So is Dubois, the first pick for the Blue Jackets this year. So excitement for those guys for sure.
Well, the goalies are going to rotate throughout this tournament. There are three different teams that are going to play round-robin format, and then the two top teams are going to play for the championship in this tournament. 12-minute games, and the clock will stop throughout the course of this game. 4-on-4, there was some talk about going 3-on-3. They've gone to 4-on-4 format here as we get an offside with the team coming into the zone there. Milano trying to get things going just a little bit too quick.
A little extra move at the blue line for Milano. He had good speed, a little crisscross with Dubois, but Dubois went in first and brings a whistle in the first line change of the game. And these guys kind of feeling each other out to start this game. It always gets a little more heated as the game goes on, or the urgency ratchets it up after a loss maybe in a period here. So we'll see what happens as this progresses.
Team in blue is Team Jenner. Team in white is Team Jones, as some of the Blue Jackets players doing a little bit of coaching for this prospects tournament here today. And Team Jenner looking for a shot. Is this a first shot on goal? It is, and the first save is made as well.
Goalies look good, Bob.
Yeah, 1 for 1, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as I said, the goalies are going to rotate around throughout the course of this as it goes, but they get a chance to get some good looks here.
Well, this will, like I said, it's a feeling out process, but it'll, I imagine when things open up, we're going to see some 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, maybe even a few breakaways here.
That was Lucas Parasini that made that save, the first save of the tournament. Played in Kingston last year. There are players in this development camp that have been draft picks of the Blue Jackets. There are also invitees to this camp that they're not under contract. They get a chance to come in, work out, get a look. Keegan Colasar, he's a former draft pick from last year. He just lost that puck right behind the net. And here comes Team Jenner on the rush up the ice. Sonny Milano with an opportunity, and that one is turned aside. And Milano not afraid to go right to the net in this tournament. Here's a good blocker pad saved by Pericini. Couldn't get that zone cleared. That'll give Team Jenner another chance to set it up. And they try to slide it across the top of the crease. Blake Siebenaller doing a nice job there to dig it off the goalie and move it back out to the neutral zone. 0-0 game, 9:35 remaining. Here's a quick shot and save on the other end now. Now they're getting the goalies involved.
Here we go, end-to-end action, Bob.
Up the right wing side, Milano's a trailer on this play. They dump it off in the right wing circle. Sonny trying to come around behind the net. Nice hold there at the left point by Ryan Collins. Couldn't get it back to Milano, and finally it's going to be worked out to the neutral zone.
There's some big boys on the ice here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Collins, the defenseman we just saw with the puck. Kolsar, you mentioned him earlier. 6'4", 225 pounds. Played in the Western Hockey League, and these kids are not only big, Bob, but you can see they can move on the ice, and we'll look for that here this evening as we watch these kids go up and down, and as this game opens up a little bit. Just see the speed and athleticism of these big boys.
There's Collins with a nice little poke check there to get the puck into his possession. We'll skate it around behind the net. Team Jenner's Tyler Bird wants to carry it out to the neutral zone and finally does. Pass to the middle. Here's Dubois with a shot, and he scores. Pierre-Luc Dubois wins a ton of fans with one shot here in the development camp tournament.
Well, that's how it's supposed to happen, right? You're supposed to get selected third overall last week and then show up at camp for the 3-on-3 tournament and put one in the back of the net early. Just a quick shot by Dubois. Looks like it might have went off a stick there and fooled the goaltender. But all the crowd here was happy to see that.
I mean, quite frankly, those are the kind of guys they want to see score in this. A guy that gets his first small taste of the NHL in this development camp and will come back and get a big taste in September in the NHL training camp.
Right. Yeah, and there's talk. I mean, I've heard Jarmo in a couple interviews talk about him with a possibility of making the big club out of camp this year. So
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. In fact, I kind of feel bad for him in a way because so many people in the media throughout the league are knocking the selection at number 3. But in the meantime, you know, there were it's being reported that there were a number of teams that had him in the top 3, and he was a guy who, as you got closer to the end of the season, his name came up a lot. He moved to the center position. He played extremely well there. The Blue Jackets think he can be an NHL centerman, and quite frankly, they're in need of a big centerman after the trade of Ryan Johansson. They're hoping this is a guy that they can develop, and I've talked to him the other day for just a couple of minutes, and I'll tell you, he's got it all together as we get a 3-on-1 developing here for Team Jenner. Pass it on the right wing side. Try to slide it back across the top of the crease, and that one gets broken up. 1-0. Team Jenner with the lead, down to 7:16 remaining here in this game.
I love the two-man referee system. They're both working the lines and calling the penalties, so leaves for a wide-open style. And the close offsides are just going to be waved off here, Bob. Keep the play moving. So,
trying to flip that one down low for Dante Salaturo. Played in Ottawa last year of the Ontario Hockey League. 83 points is what he got. And there you take a look at Brodeur.
Yeah, Jeremy Brodeur from New Jersey. Not many Brodeurs in New Jersey, is there?
Well, there was a really good one in New Jersey for a long time, and his number hangs from the rafters there. And yes, Jeremy is the son of Martin Brodeur.
That's right. And he's a free agent invite here to camp.
So he makes a stop. His team wins the face-off. His team's holding a 1-0 lead right now, as a matter of fact. As this one gets dumped in, it got tipped, so they'll wave off any icing. Nice play behind the net, but Sonny Milano steals that one back. Just rolls it calmly up the right wing boards. Ryan Collins moves it to the left point. Now they'll work the half wall here. Dubois cutting toward the net. Milano didn't have the room to get a pass to him there. And it'll be Team Jones that gets it back out to the neutral zone. Drop it off on the far wall. Well, there's Brodeur with a poke check. Wonder where he learned that from. He saw his dad do that a few times, right?
He's got his dad's old pads on, too, I think.
Here is Pierre-Luc Dubois at the center red line. Pass to Sonny Milano in one-on-one. He shoots, and that one just went off the tip of the glove.
Lots of oohs and ahs here in the crowd about the pass, and then the little attempt by Milano to go short side top shelf. Just missed that.
Lucas Parasini just getting a finger on that one to keep it out of the net. Gets down to 5:49 remaining here in this game. Here's Williams from the left wing circle. Got it in and couldn't get a shot away. Eric Williams, a defenseman, trying to pinch in on that last play. Here's Nutivara with a shot, and that one off of Brodeur. Marcus Nutivara, the guy that got signed to a contract during this offseason, former draft pick of the Blue Jackets, and the Blue Jackets were very high on his play over in Europe.
Yeah, he was a 7th round pick in 15.
Oh, chance down low, and Tyler Bird just tipped that one over top the glass.
And any good scout loves his 7th round picks, and especially when they flourish. And the book on him is his skating as a defenseman in hockey sense.
Let's take a look at
really
that Sonny
high.
Milano attempt again. Here he comes in, one-on-one. What goes wrong here, Jody?
Just a little too high there. He knew what he wanted to do as soon as he got to the top of the circles. He looked the far post and then just tried to, almost a chip shot over the glove, but just missed the target there. End of June, your shots are a little rusty. We'll give him a break on that one, Bob.
He hasn't taken a shot for 2 weeks.
That's right. Well, he can skate. He's flying down the wing here.
He sure is. Here he comes and into the slot with a shot, and that one is denied. Good work here by Team Jenner. They have possessed the puck for the majority of this game. They're creating the better scoring chances so far.
Yeah, I think the first couple shifts there was a lot of just kind of figuring out what are we going to do here, guys.
Blake Siebenaller across the top of the crease, but unable to get his Keegan Colasar. Colasar, a 30-goal scorer last year in the Western Hockey League. And, Blue Jackets were happy with his selection last year, but I think with the points that he put up, they're really happy now. But here's another opportunity. This one slid in front, and I'll tell you, this has become the show for Lucas Parasini as he stones Sonny Milano again.
Well, that was an unbelievable play from the defensive zone. And you can see Scott up the ice, and Milano gets good blade on that. Just can't beat the goaltender. And that started in the defensive zone. Was it Bobby Nardella? Small frame defenseman. He looks like a good heads-up player with some good speed and made a good decision there to get that puck up ice.
This one bounces out in front. Parasini not going to waste any time covering that up. Good choice right there. Team Jenner with a 1-0 lead. Pierre-Luc Dubois, the only goal scorer so far in this first game of the 4-on-4 tournament. And Dubois is out to take the face-off.
Well, he tried to go forward and go get the puck. He's a guy that has a little grit to his game. And Dubois, with all the players that are here, Bob, I noticed he's got the highest penalty minute total of all the guys invited to this camp here for this 4 or 5 days. And that's uncommon for a third overall pick.
Yes, and that's one of the things the Blue Jackets like the most about him. They feel he can play a 200-foot game, and he can play it with an edge.
Well, that face-off he just took, he didn't try to win it back. He thought, let's go play in the corner. And that's a good sign for a skilled player, not to be afraid to play in the corners.
And that's where Team Jones is trying to operate out of the corner right now, sliding out to the blue line. Trying to drop that puck off. Salaturo passing over to the right wing corner, just throwing it into open ice. And this will be an opportunity for Team Jenner to get it out of the zone. 3:22 remaining here in this game. Outlet pass up the right wing side, 2-on-1, and a shot. There's a score. So they open it up a little bit there.
Yeah, that was a wide open shot. And it was down the wing. And it's the Finnish, I think it's a Finnish prospect here, Bob. Viti Vainio. You can see he's got options to pass that puck, but just decides to rip it far side, and he made no mistake there. Not much of a celebration either. Seems like he's used to it.
Here's another shot and a good save. And very quickly, Team Jones, who's got to be feeling the pressure now. Under 3 minutes remaining. They're down by 2. And they've got to get on the board here. Good save by Brodeur. And a great effort there by Siebenthaler to keep that one in the zone. Keegan Colasar getting a good push there to get that puck over to Williams. He'll take a shot. Brodeur with a good save off the right pad. Colasar again, nice steal. Leave it for Williams. A couple of options as he looks back toward the line. Now goes to the top of the slot area, and this one's picked off, and back the other way it comes. Team Jenner a 2-0 advantage. Losing control of the puck, and they've got to reset in the neutral zone with 2:15 to go here in this game. Collins up the near side. Couldn't one-hand it in. Now Dorsey with an opportunity, and that's a good body of work there by Ryan Collins to go over and continue to put the pressure on. Was a quick shot there by Jacob Graves, but it went wide of the net.
Yeah, Collins did an excellent job in the corner, but then...
Oh, Milano right in front, and there's Parasini again with another great save.
He's got Milano's number. Those guys, I don't know if they've known each other for a while or they just... Parasini is stuck with Milano the last 3 point-blank chances. Here we go.
Nice job by Brodeur to see that puck through traffic and make a save. Sonny Milano up the ice. Bliss going toward the net. Milano just bides his time. And they couldn't get that one stopped there off a stick, and up over the glass it goes. Well, you see Sonny Milano, though. He's just creating plays right now.
Yeah, he's using his speed down the wing. He looked like he had an opportunity to go for a break, but he looked for support coming off the bench. And he's going to stay out there. I thought maybe he was at the end of a shift or with that puck, but just looking maybe to show off. Maybe he's done shooting on the goaltender. He's like, you guys give it a shot here. He's had 4 point-blank chances.
Team Jones. Well, they're just having a hard time getting the puck to the net right now. This one rolled ahead. Chance again for Dubois, and he shoots and he scores. Pierre-Luc Dubois has had 2 shots in this game. Both have wound up in the back of the net.
Well, nice play by Sonny Milano to get that pass through the neutral zone. He saw the lane he needed to put it in, but he timed it perfectly. Look at that, in the air. Dubois skates onto it, and he's got his head up. A nice little move to finish that play off. So a couple goals for Dubois here in this 4-on-4 first game of the tournament. All smiles from the scouts over there, Bob.
Yeah, no doubt. Sonny Milano brings it back in. Dubois tried to one-hand that one toward the net. It got knocked away. 3-0 lead for Team Jenner, down to 33 seconds remaining. Opportunity just went by the wayside there as Siebenthaler couldn't get that puck settled down on the right wing boards. Chances dwindling. Here's a quick shot. And again, Brodeur's able to come up with a big save. I'm telling you, there have been a few instances in this game where Jeremy Brodeur's looked like his dad. He's made some big saves.
That's right. I think his brother Anthony is going to the Maple Leafs development camp. He's also a goaltender. So, why not follow in your father's footsteps?
Why not? Time expires here in Game 1. Team Jenner behind 2 goals by Pierre-Luc Dubois. Gets a shutout victory, 3-0. So Jeremy Brodeur, doesn't matter what he's done in camp to this point, he starts off by getting a shutout in the first game of this tournament. And we'll rotate the goaltenders.
A little warm-up here for Team Gray, which is Team Ginger. Ed Ginger, the AAA U18 coach, is going to coach his team. Abramov, the Russian that survived the meteor strike and got selected in the 3rd round by the Columbus Blue Jackets last week, is out there. It's actually fun to watch. The kid's always got a smile on his face.
He was a guy, as you said, he was a 3rd-round draft pick. They were extremely pleased that he was available in the 3rd round. They had him as a possible 1st-round pick on their list. So when you're able to get a guy at that point, you're really happy. And they've had pretty good success with 3rd-round picks.
That's right. Oh, yeah. That's especially in the deep draft. And that's where the scouts really earn their keep, is in the later rounds. The 1st round, I mean, as you can see, is generally laid out. But after that, we also have some 1st-round pick from, it was last year in Florida, Gabriel Carlson, big defenseman. There's Abramoff. This kid's always got a smile on his face. He's just a great skater. I watched him yesterday. He's only 5'9", but inside in front of that blue paint, he'll be on that puck like a dog on the bone. Cole Sherwood also out there for Team Ginger. We know Cole is being a local product of the AAA program here, and he's now, well, he's with the London Knights, I thought, or is he, there's Carlson right there. End of the first round last year, they picked him up.
Made a trade to get to that 29th overall pick and take him.
And he's a big boy from Sweden.
Big, solid, stay-at-home defenseman. You were talking about
Cole?
Cole, yeah, he did play in London.
And his rights are owned, too, by, is it NCAA? Do they own rights, or is he's taking the OHL route?
He's taking the OHL route, yes.
He could have gone down the road to college, I'm sure, but the OHL, it's interesting. And even this year with the first overall pick, Matthews going to Switzerland to play instead of amateur hockey, he played pro. There's a few different routes to take for these young guys now.
The second game getting underway. Team Jenner awaiting the winner. Frank Hora going around behind the net. The goaltending matchup should be interesting in this one as well. You've got Oscar Dansk manning one net, and there in the net that you're looking at here at the right of your screen is Peter Tome. Good battle going on right here on the end boards.
Tome played in the NAHL in Aberdeen and the USHL in Omaha. He's from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And right now, back through the neutral zone. Opportunity here, and Oscar Dansk with a big save. Don't forget Oscar Dansk. You know, he kind of gets lost in the shuffle here. He's a former second-round pick of the Blue Jackets. He played in the American Hockey League, and then last year decided to go back to Europe and play, and he'll do that again this year. But look at this save right here. Glove side, stays right with it, looks it into the glove.
Yeah, Ian Clark, goalie coach for the Columbus Blue Jackets, is among the management watching, coaches and management watching this game, and I'm sure he's watching Dansk closely. Not sure how much he's seen him this year because Dansk was back. I think he was in Sweden or Switzerland this year. Probably back in Sweden, the SHL.
And he was there. He's going to go back there and play. Once upon a time, it was he and Anton Forsberg.
That's
and then,
right.
With Jonas Corposalo coming into the mix, you know, there's two spots in the American Hockey League, and there's three guys. And Oscar Dansk, who struggled the year before in the AHL, decided to go back over there and get his game back together. And from all reports, that's exactly what he did.
Well, if there's only two spots, you don't want to be the backup goalie in the American Hockey League. You want to get ice time, and the other option is ice time in the East Coast Hockey League. But I would say that the Swedish Elite League, with some real pros and some big players over there, former NHL players and up-and-coming NHL players, good decision for him to go over there and get some reps in that league.
Sonny Milano got too much air underneath that one, and he puts it up into the netting. His team Jenner goes with the back-to-back games here. And then they will hope to advance to the championship here. Bliss trying to go into the slot, and there's Dansk being very aggressive, coming out and clubbing that puck out of midair.
Good play there by Bliss, Ryan Bliss, out of New Hampshire. Good movement with the on the line to get that puck through. Just got picked off halfway down, but you can see all these guys, Bob, heads-up players. You got smart hockey players on the ice, lots of communication. But it's interesting to watch these guys with the details of the game, and Bliss with a good little play there to keep the puck alive.
A little physical play here in the corner. And a nice steal, and that one right out in front. Again, Dansk is the star there as he turned that one away from Tyler Bird. Bird tried to get it again. A little collision with his own teammate. Gabriel Carlson settles things down and passes it off inside of his own end.
Justin Scott there, 67 blue with a couple steals. He's a guy that seems like he's a hard-working player. He's out of Ontario, up in Canada.
There's a chance for Hora, and his shot misses wide right. defenseman jumping up on the play. Once again, Team Jenner back out to the red line. Scott will just float this one in and then peel off to the bench for a line change. 9 minutes remaining in this game. Team Jenner winning the first game. Pierre-Luc Dubois, first-round pick with 2 goals of the 3 that were scored. Opportunity here with a backhanded shot and a good save made by Tomei.
That was Sherwood, big body moving out in front. 88 Gray.
And one thing about Sherwood is he's got a very good shot. They kept him to the backhand that time, so that's a good strategy. When he gets it on the forehand, he can really rip it.
Yeah, good strategy, but I like the mindset by him just to take it in that blue paint and throw it on the goalie.
There he threw it right to the top of the crease. It gets tipped wide. Remember, he came in as an undrafted player last year, participated in this development camp. The Blue Jackets decided to offer him a contract coming out of camp.
From New Albany, Ohio, played in London, Ontario. Had a nice year this year. 63 games, 34 points. And there's another local product here this year. Out of Powell, Ohio. The young kid had a good week in camp. Carson Meyer, who's been a longtime Blue Jackets fan. And you know the Blue Jackets have arrived when they've got players who've year after year coming to the development camp and then ended up in the system and in training camp.
Puck back at the blue line here. Now not to take the shot, and that handling the puck there was Andrew Peak, second-round pick of the Blue Jackets last week. Dubois in the right wing corner gets tied up, and that one just rolls around behind the net. Opportunity to clear the zone. Nice steal. Very nice steal turned in by Bobby Nardella right there. You talked about him in the first game, Jody. There he was again, very patient, just waiting, letting the forward come to him and stealing the puck.
Yeah, he seems like a nice little player. Like you said, patient, and he seems like a really good decision maker and a nice skater. Bobby Nardella out of Notre Dame, Hockey East last year, and is a free agent invite.
Looked like a shot opportunity there. It disappears rather quickly. And it's going to be carried right back in. They want to pass it on the right wing side. Good job by the Team Jenner there to push that puck to the outside and over to the wall, keep it on the perimeter, at least for the moment.
That was Abramson coming down the right side there.
Now he's behind the net, battling to maintain control. Nice little fight there. Finally loses control of that puck. And a chance for Sonny Milano to bring it out.
QMJHL Player Rookie of the Year, the third-round selection for the Blue Jackets, and put up some nice points.
Sam Ruop lifts one through the neutral zone. We were talking about him being the third-round pick. You get a look at his hands here, drops it back, and there's a good save by Tomei.
He dropped it back there to Gibson, big defenseman. And Gibson just gets stymied by the blocker.
Bad pass. This will result in a 2-on-1. Here's Sherwood holding, shooting, and he scores. Well, that's what we were talking about. Cole Sherwood, give it to him on the forehand and let him pick his spot. You're in trouble. And he just lived up to those words right there.
Well, turnover you mentioned in the neutral zone. And here's Sherwood, and you mentioned his shot, Bob. You must have scouted this guy this week, did you?
I watched him the other day when he had it on the forehand. He was shooting it from everywhere.
Cow, what a shot. And you mentioned it, and there it was. Nicely done.
Yeah, I've spent my whole summer scouting ready for this camp.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job. What else do you got?
It is fun, though, to watch these guys play. And you can see that there's good competition out there. And they are having fun with it, but they're trying to leave the management with an impression, a good impression, each one of these guys. Dubois playing a little bit of defense right there. Got the stick on that puck. Now he helps to force a turnover, and here we go back the other way.
Well, Bob, it doesn't matter what you're doing. When you're playing in front of management, they've flown these kids in here, put them up in hotels, took them around town all week. There's butterflies coming into this game. You want to have your best showing. Free agent invites, people that are here just on an invitation, people that are supposed to have expectations. As we mentioned off the top, any opportunity to leave some kind of impression or make an impression, you've got to take advantage of that opportunity. And Some of these guys are doing that right now.
Yeah, and again, it's what we just talked about with Cole Sherwood, how he did that last year, and now he's got a contract, and here he is. I mean, he very well could have been one and done for him. If he doesn't have a good showing last year, he doesn't get a contract. There's no guarantee he's back this year for this camp. So here he is. And
well, he signed a contract, and
right.
you mentioned that. I mean, that's a big deal. You don't just hand out contracts. The Blue Jackets have, I think it's 52 contracts total that they can have. And Cole Sherwood got one last year.
That one gets tipped up and out of play. 4:25 remaining in the game. Team Jenner a winner in game one. They trail 1-0 here. Swing this puck to the center point. Back over to Bliss on the left wing side. Tyler Bird has got good pressure on him. Tries to spin away from it. Bird goes right back to the slot. No pass, and there's Scott dragging one in front, and Oscar Dansk with the good save.
Ruop in front of the net, big defenseman, trying to lay some lumber and clear out the area. And he was communicating there in front with his teammates. Carlson out there now, he's a big boy.
Ryan Scarfo on the draw. Beats Dubois on it.
He's a free agent invite out of Union College.
Trying to carry that thing coast to coast. Passes over on the far side. Gabriel Carlson will get a chance to set it up. Sonny Milano. Just nice touch pass there to drop it off to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Back to Milano. His backhanded shot. He scores. Backhand, top shelf tie game.
Yeah, backhand. You can't get any more top shelf than that. Right off the bar and in. Nice little shot by Milano, who's been really all around the net here for the first part of this tournament. And here he finally gets rewarded. Little pass by Dubois to the second wave of players, and that happens to be Milano, who looks to the middle and then just wires it off that crossbar. Nice play.
You know what the youth hockey players would say? That's just sick.
That is sick,
that
Bob.
is sick.
I like your lingo.
I mean,
You're hip with the youth hockey.
I mean, Sonny Milano, he should stand out like this in this camp. Would you not agree?
Yeah, no, I would agree.
I mean,
totally.
because he's been in the system for a couple of years.
Absolutely.
He's played in the American Hockey League this year. And, again, it's he and Dubois who have worked together to create most of the scoring in this tournament so far.
Absolutely. There is definitely a level of comfort with Sonny Milano. And, listen, he just finished playing a few weeks ago with that American Hockey League run by the Monsters. So, yeah, he's just out here having fun, showing some skill.
Oh, Dubois, as a couple of first-round picks got together there, Carlson was able to muscle him off the puck. Frank Hora passing back to the top of the slot. And give it back to Hora, whose shot is in the back of the net. Yeah, it did sneak by Tomei, and that makes it a 2-1 game.
And that started with that turnover by Carlson back in the defensive zone when Dubois did take the puck, but Carlson battled to get it back and then made the play up ice. And here they come in a group. Nice pass kind of through traffic. And there's another nice pass. That's Vigneault.
And Sam Vigneault.
Frank Hora to Vigneault, and Vigneault with that pass back and makes no mistake.
2-1 game, 2:43 remaining. Team Jenner needing to have to rally to tie again. They've been able to do that once. Here comes Cole Sherwood, skating it out of his own end. They slow him down a little bit. Tomei tries to play that one away from the net. Ardella throws it up the far side, but it'll be kept in.
Looked like Sherwood got bumped up high there, maybe by his stick or the puck. He's going to stay out there, though.
An opportunity here to cut right in front, and Oscar Dansk with a big save. Francis Bouvier trying to bury that one on him, and Dansk just, he stayed big, is all he did. He kept his position, kept upright, and he takes it away.
2:09 left in this second game for Team Jenner, and you see a few guys kind of slow to the face-off circle here.
There you see it. And the face-off won by Team Jenner. Here's Nardella with a shot, and he scores. Bobby Nardella picked his spot, and he goes with a wrist shot to tie the game at 2.
Oh, they drew up a little face-off play that worked out well. Sonny Milano picks up another assist there. As they win the face-off back, Scott, actually a little help there. Sherwood with the turnover. He lost the face-off, Scott did. Sherwood turned it over, and Milano with a heads-up play. A nice shot.
And there it is again. Counts at 2-2. Nardella's got the puck again for Team Jenner. I'll tell you what, Boone Jenner, he gets to put this coaching on his resume. A long time from now, when he's done playing, he's going to be able to pull out these tapes.
Well, did he pick the team, I wonder? Because
well, he's just coaching. He's not GMing, right? Or I don't know.
Well,
maybe he did.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty good team. I think he's got a little advantage.
Yeah, I would say he's got this year's first-round pick and second-round pick, and the former first-round pick in Sonny Milano. Yeah, if he picked it, then he could do whatever he wants to in the game because he's a genius.
Yeah. He's done his homework.
Yeah, he has. Scott with a shot, and Oscar Dance able to make that save.
Scott with some good plays out there. Nardella is a kid that we've talked about a couple times, free agent invite here. And there seems to be a little chemistry and a little players are starting to pull the tricks out of their toolbox. That was Justin Scott, played for the Barrie Colts this year in the OHL. 65 points in 67 games, so he knows how to make a play and score. So
Oscar Dance getting set in net. Pierre-Luc Dubois ties up his man from the face-off, but good second effort there to get it out and bring it up the ice. Gibson with a pass on the left wing side. Vigneault, who has an assist on one of the goals, loses control. Now he gets it back. He's got a man in the slot, but he couldn't get that pass to him. And there's a shot, and the save is made by Tomei, and this one is going to roll outside the blue line. 39 seconds left here. Ruop brings it in. His shot goes wide. Back out to the neutral zone it comes. Pierre-Luc Dubois, 18 seconds remaining. Passing over to the far side. Good job to get back up and regain the balance. Down to 5 seconds remaining. That one up in the air, and Scarfo's going to just hold on to it as time expires here. Team Jenner is now 1-0-1.
Team Jenner is the blue team. Team Ginger is the gray team. And we're going to a shootout, Bob.
Yep.
Sudden death.
They are not 1-0-1. They're going to decide it here in a best-of-3 shootout.
Which is fun for the goaltenders, right?
Well,
especially the rotating goaltenders.
I don't know. Is it going to be fun for Oscar right here? They're going to throw Sonny Milano out there right away.
Why not?
There he goes. Sonny angles in to that left wing circle. And a forehand shot is swallowed up as he tried to go 5-hole.
He sure did. He saw a little daylight there. Dance wants a match penalty handed to Milano for the whack after the shot. There's the shot. There's the whack. But no dice.
Abramoff going to have an opportunity there, and he is able to hang with it and score.
Abramoff, patience, strong move to the forehand. Pulls it on the backside, and then upstairs, you can see, as he bellies out, little fake there. Goalie bites, and then he knows where he's going. He's got to pay a little bit of price and go airborne, but he's okay. And that's a win. So we've got two teams. Team Jenner, the blue team, now will take a break. It looks like they're going to flood the ice here, Bob.
Yeah, they will before the next game.
They got 2 games left in the round robin, I guess. Do they, or 1? They got 1 game left in the round robin.
Yes.
And then after that, we will move on
to the final game.
Oh, that was fun.
So they will flood the ice here at the Ohio Health Ice House. In between games, it's already chopped up pretty well from the first two games. 24 minutes worth of skating by a couple of teams. So they'll resurface here before Team Jones comes back out on the ice to play their next game against Team Ginger. But all in all, we've seen some good play so far here. Just what you expect to see, what you hope to see in this tournament for these prospects. They're delivering on the final day of development camp, no doubt about it. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from those first two
Bob.
games.
It's fun for these kids. I mean, practice. They got to know each other. They did some fun off-ice bonding stuff, and here they are. You see some of these plays. That was Dubois. He's got a pair of goals here. Sonny Milano's got a wicked backhand goal. So some good passing, and as we mentioned earlier, there was some feeling out in the first game, which seems to be in any kind of pickup game. We don't see any physical contact here, but you got to set the tone somehow. And usually a few highlight reel goals will do that to get the opposition fired up, riled up, I guess you could say.
Oscar Dance strong in game two, but here's Cole Sherwood. Look at that shot. Picks the upper right-hand corner.
I love how you called that. He's got a good shot.
And there's Sonny Milano going bar down on that one.
Backhand. And this is a nice little play.
Yeah.
Vigneault back to Frank Hora, and he snapped that in the back of the net.
And then that moved us on to Bobby Nardello scoring a goal, tying the game at that point. Sonny Milano in a shootout, denied by Oscar Dance. And then Abramov. Well, just watch this. When you go poke check, you go all out. That's what Peter Tomei says. He missed on the poke check, and it cost him the game.
He just went for a piece there, Tomei.
Yeah.
He knew he was committed. Look how short he is. Abramov, you see him down there, but he's got that smile. I like that kid. Third-round pick. It'd be interesting to watch these kids in camp, Bob. I mean, this is fun. This is all a good time. Kind of a feel-good camp, we'll call it, for these young kids. But training camps, there are some serious jobs that are going to be on the line from the veteran players for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah,
and these kids know it.
Yeah, they're aware. The kids know it. The veterans know it. There's going to be a lot of competition.
And that's a very good point. The veterans do know. I mean, you read the paper. You know what's going on.
And again, you played for John Tortorella. This is how he wants it, right? There's got to be a sense of competition for those jobs.
Yeah. He wants, exactly. He wants maximal effort, maximum competition on a daily basis. And, I mean, he kind of, towards the end of the year, you could tell that he was frustrated, but I think really, really started looking forward to training camp at the end of this summer, probably towards the end of March, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that there was a bit of a sense of excitement in him, and it wasn't a coincidence when Oliver Bjorkstrand was here and Sonny Milano came in for a couple of games. And for him, again, he came into the organization after the season started. He hadn't gone through a training camp. He didn't, know these players. Their names on a piece of paper, right? You can look at stats. You can get reports all you want to. But he got a chance to see them and to see them play in the NHL. And I think that's when he got a little bit more excited, started to talk a lot about training camp.
Absolutely. I mean, they're smart in doing that. I mean, you got to check the cupboards if you have an opportunity, and that's exactly what they did. And then they went and watched that Lake Erie team go on that run of 17-2, whatever it was, to win the Calder Cup. I mean, and I said a couple times in town here that you can talk about that. You can talk about success and what it takes to be a team and put it together and put it on a piece of paper or come up with motivational sayings and all that stuff. But until you go through it as a group like those guys did, don't really know. And you've got kids now that really know what it takes to win and win together. And the good part about that is that these are prospects who are brought in together and will probably come up together. And, boy, that's a good thing. I don't know how much that will translate here to the big club, but they won with character and hard work, and I think that that's something that in Columbus, Ohio, is that we like.
Right. Absolutely right. And I think we're going to stay on this theme for just a minute here because I think we're going to get a guest in a minute. And if we do, we're going to stay right here with this young guy theme. But I want to tell you, I remember late in the season, we were in Buffalo, and the guys, it was the Corpusalos, it was the Bjorkstrands. Those guys were here playing in the NHL, and they were talking about how excited they were to go back to Cleveland and be in the playoffs with the Lake Erie Monsters. You remember that?
You know what? I do remember that. And that when you're in the NHL locker room and you've got players that are excited to go back to get with their team and get things going, that's a good sign. That shows you a tight-knit group and players that have the right attitude.
And I think a lot of them were saying, I really want to go back and play for Jared Bednar because he's the best coach I've ever played for in my entire life.
Well, that's probably true, too.
Oh, and he happens to be joining us right now.
Hey, congratulations.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks.
We were just talking about the players that you had, and especially the young prospects, and how valuable it is to learn to win and play together. And that's what your team did. And, of course, you had great leadership, veteran leadership, but the young guys really carried a big load, didn't they?
Oh, they surely did. Yeah, we had I loved our balance. I loved our mix. Those guys, the veteran guys, they take a lot of pride in helping out our younger guys, and I felt our young guys really stepped up through the second half of the year especially and took prominent roles on our team. And you see the guys like the Bjorkstrands, the Sedlaks, Daniel Czar led our team in scoring regular season, and then you got Werenski come in the playoffs, and to see what he did was amazing.
Now you've got players that are drafted out of junior, let's say, that play a prolific role in what they do in junior, and you get them. And how much do you? How many guys, or how is it for you to see these guys change or develop or willing to adapt into a role so that they have team success? And that must be a big part of what you see out of these kids, because you see something different than what maybe their parents or their agent or they see in them. And that's sometimes hard to get across to those young players.
Yeah. The bulk of our players come out and like you said, they're coming from a game where they've been the go-to player. They've been logging the big minutes. They play in a lot of situations, and sometimes they expect that right away. And then they get into the games and they see just how good the American Hockey League is, and you're playing against men that have been doing it for a living, and it can be tough. And that's why I feel like those veteran guys help us a little bit. And as it comes along, we try to do a good job explaining to these guys that it's going to be a step-by-step process. At times, some habits have to be changed. The compete or the heaviness of the game, I think, in the American League is a significant step up from where you are, and time and space gets taken away, especially as you move on into the latter part of the year in playoffs. But there's always we have a really good understanding after watching our guys come through these camps, Traverse City, when they're competing against their peers, and the next thing it's pro and against a bigger, stronger, faster opponent. And we understand their skill set and then try to fit them into places where they can have success. And some guys will earn more ice quicker than others, and some guys it takes a little bit and then something clicks for them. But there is a learning curve coming out. Even if you look at Bjorkstrand, the first half of the year, he comes out real slow. He's a little tentative. He had an injury that set him back a little bit and was disappointed in his first half. Confidence became a problem, and then as he started to work through it and he developed the better habits and a little bit of a stronger work ethic, then you can just tell the knack that he has to be able to score, and he's always around the puck, and he took off for us in the second half, and in the playoffs he was outstanding.
Talking to Jared Bednar, the head coach of the Lake Erie Monsters, Calder Cup champions. So you're talking about those guys, you've seen them in the camps and you have a good idea, and then you get a Zach Werenski who shows up after playing college hockey, and you haven't seen him. You've gotten great reports, I'm sure, but were you surprised at how almost seamlessly he went into your lineup and was as big of a player as he was?
Yeah, absolutely, because, again, just going back to what we had said, the bulk of the players that come out, there's a big learning curve. They do things They do a lot of really good things, but it's not consistently enough, and it's not sometimes to the pace where you would like it. It takes them a while to find that pace, and he's a gifted offensive guy, puck moving guy, but he does it subtly. It's not. It's just consistent, and he's always making the right play, and he's not turning it over, limits his mistakes. I was surprised for a young defenseman to come out to be able to defend as well as he did and continue that offensively. I shouldn't say it shocked me, but it really we were pleasantly surprised because especially at that time of the year, he didn't have the whole first half of the season to grow and to be able to do that. So there was going to be a shorter learning curve, and we were wondering, just how much ice time, where he's going to fit, how all this is going to play out. And he came in and he got the benefit of, I think, 8 regular season games, and he was really good in those games, and we just started giving him more and more, and he just handled it. He handled it like a seasoned pro, and that just goes to tell you how good this guy is. I think he's a special player because not too many guys can step out and do that, especially as a defenseman.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him play, but I've heard the stories, and it's not just one story or one moment. It seems he was consistent, as you said.
Yeah.
Was there a point in this season, now looking back, what was the point where you thought, wow, this team could take a run, a nice run in the playoffs?
It was after we were having trouble winning on the road, and we went on a 10-game road trip. I think it was over the course of like 22 days, and we came home just for a practice, changed out all our clothes and everything, and then went back out, and we split on that. We were 1 game under 500 on that road trip, and the next time we went on the road, a week later, after playing a couple home games, it was a real tough schedule for us. We were going into Rockford, which is a tough building to play, and we addressed, if we're going to do anything, especially down the stretch here and in the playoffs, we have to figure out how to mimic our game from home onto the road and have that confidence. And we really started paying attention to that. Our leadership did. Our young guys took it to heart. We were getting more players in, so there was roster decisions to be able to make, and our whole team kind of ramped up their game. We started winning on the road, and I want to say we only lost 3 more games on the road the rest of the year, even including the playoffs, I think. So once we figured out how to win on the road, our team started to take off and climb the standings, and we felt at that point that there could be something going on here, and it was pretty impressive the way our team came together. I mean, it was again it didn't shock me.
You lost 2 games in the playoffs.
It didn't
the whole way
shock
through.
me. Yeah. But it was.
Did you guys stop going
special.
to Sheets for a pregame meal like we used to do?
Whatever they did, it worked. I don't want to know about it.
You didn't tinker with it, right?
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, right. Maybe
No
the Grand
Chinese
Rapids
buffet.
series, 3 games to 2 Grand Rapids. They go, look at it there. After that, forget about it. And you mentioned something too. Your roster was completely in flux all year long because we saw so many of your guys up here, or there were guys getting hurt. Your goaltending, especially, there were times where you didn't have either one of your goaltenders.
That was an interesting situation because when we had gone through that in years past and didn't handle it that well, but we got Brad Thiessen in, and I think he went 10-3 for us, which you tend to lose ground when those situations happen, especially if you're losing both your guys, because it's hard to find a guy. Bill signed Brad last summer in case that would happen. It's happened in years past. To get a guy that needed another opportunity to be able to establish himself back in the American League after being in Europe, and he was excellent for us. And our team we climbed the standings in his absence, and then when we got Forsberg back, he really kind of picked up his game, and then we added Corby. And I think those situations for our team, especially last year being young, it kept a lot of guys motivated because they saw their teammates and line mates going up, number one. And number 2, it gave us an opportunity as coaches to reward some of the players that were playing well for us. All of a sudden, there was guys that weren't on the power play, and we had a good long look to see, what guys were capable of, and that helped us in the playoffs. They were playing with more confidence. They liked what they were doing on the season as a whole, and we needed guys plugged in here and there in the playoffs. We lost Ramage into injury first round of the playoffs. He was a big part of our team, and other guys were stepping in and doing that job. And we lost Anderson for a while in the final round, and we needed guys to be able to fill in for him in special team roles and in what he was doing for us 5-on-5. So we had a good idea on all those guys based on what they did when they stepped up when some of those guys were gone during the regular season.
You must be excited for training camp. I mean, a guy like yourself, I mean, you guys did win the championship, but now a big part of probably your satisfaction is seeing a player establish himself in the National Hockey League. And you've got an opportunity from the chatter we're hearing to have a couple, maybe even a few of your players not only make the team, but make an impact with this big club.
Yeah, that's winning is very rewarding because that's the whole, like, the big picture for us. And then on the development side, and then to see the way some of these guys came around, I think there's a few guys in our locker room that are coming in, and maybe we're not even talking about them, that feel like, listen, I'm going to make a push. I like what, they like what they did as individuals for the season. And then you have the guys like the Bjorkstrands who really took off. I think they'll really be looking, Anderson, and to watch some of those guys grow over 1 season, 2 seasons, I think they're ready to make a push to get here, and it's going to depend on what they do in training camp. And I am excited to watch them play because that's what you want as a player. Like when players are doing everything that we're asking them to do, and they're sacrificing, and their compete level and consistency level goes up, and they're making plays in key situations, which is how you win, and is what they were doing in the playoffs. If they're able to continue that and continue that growth and do it through exhibition, there's going to be some tough decisions to make up here, and that's what we're hoping for.
Well, Jared, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations again. It was an amazing run. I think people in the American Hockey League will talk about that run that you guys had in the playoffs for a long, long time. So congratulations, and enjoy it for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Appreciate it, you guys. Thanks
well
for having
done.
me.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Jared.
You bet.
Enjoy your summer.
As we get back to play here at the Ohio Health Ice House, Team Ginger taking on Team Jones now. And, of course, Team Ginger just won in a sudden death shootout. So they've got one win. Team Jones lost to Team Jenner in their first go-around.
That was great to talk to Jared. He's such a, you can tell he's a details guy and a real likable guy. I bet he's a wonderful person to play for.
Yeah, he's a likable guy, and he is not only a very successful coach in the American Hockey League. He and Bruce Boudreau now are guys that have won championships in the ECHL and in the AHL. So,
I did not know that.
There's something to be said for that because of the different players that you have all the time and finding ways to win. You could be a great coach that just can't figure it out because of the influx of the roster at all times. So he's been able to do it in 2 different leagues, so good for him.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And the Stinger is here hanging out with us. Here's the goal. Stinger, where you been? We'd love to interview you, but you never have anything to say.
I'll have him call this one.
Call this one, Stinger. Good job.
That's a beautiful job right there.
That's just going to the net. That's Stenlund. He wanted the puck in the middle of the ice. There's
There
Stinger.
he is.
There you go. Are you ready for red, white, and boom? Yeah.
And for all the July 4th parades, Stinger will be all over the place.
You're going to be all over town.
All over town.
Get some rest tonight and tomorrow.
Well, I'd like to welcome all of our viewers on Facebook who have, as we've just joined in on Facebook here in the last few minutes. Welcome to the Blue Jackets Development 4-on-4 tournament. Here we have Team Ginger in gray taking on Team Jones, who's in white. Team Jones losing their first game. Team Ginger winning their first game. And Team Jenner is the other team, and they are 1-1 thus far in this competition. Battle for a face-off here, and Gabriel Carlson just trying to impose his will over there on the far wall.
Yeah, he definitely has a size advantage in the face-off circle there.
Puck played back through the neutral zone. And this will be an icing call. Again, these are 12-minute games. And if they end in a tie, then it goes to a sudden death shootout. Marcus Nutavara going to the bench.
We've got 98 birth dates here, Bob.
don't even
How old
go
do you
there.
feel?
Listen,
98.
Let me tell you something. I came in here on Tuesday and did a sit-down with Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Okay.
And I brought my oldest son. Matthew is 14, will turn 15 in September, and that's when it hit me. The kid I'm interviewing is 18. My kid's almost 15. I'm getting old.
So is your son.
Yeah, right. Battle over on the far wall. Here comes Cole Sherwood, and he gets denied by Brodeur.
Sherwood likes to take that puck from the corner, understands how to use his big body.
Brodeur cover this one up.
Try to power his way to the net.
And again, that's smart. I mean, you've come across a lot of guys, especially in the minor leagues, that are trying to learn how to play the game and play to the body that they have. It takes some time to learn that, right? Hey, if you're big, drag it right there. Use what you got.
Yeah, well, that might be an advantage for Cole to be in the Ontario Hockey League. And these kids that are already in programs, NCAA programs, they spend a lot of time helping these young players specialize in what they need to be. They understand what scouts are looking for, teams are looking for. So the dialogue, I'm sure, is open. Even here with Columbus, they've probably told him the way they want him to play. But that's not always means that it transfers over on the ice. Sometimes it's hard for that to sink in and kids to listen.
There's a quick shot and a score very quickly.
Is that Stenlund again?
There wasn't a lot of room there.
Good play in the middle of the ice there. And that was Solituro, number 32, with a nice little play in the middle. And Stenlund follows up, and he just rips it. He was here last year, Stenlund. 6'3", 203 out of Sweden.
Yeah.
He's a 15 draft. And he looks like he's put a little size on since last year.
Hey, it looks huge. And what a good shot that was. Just taking that pass and using a little wrist shot.
There he is with the puck. He's got poise with the puck.
Back to Salvatore.
He's got something going with Salvatore, too. They seem to have a little chemistry.
This puck's going to be held in. Good second effort right there to keep it in the zone. Stenlund has a stick on the ice. He was looking for the puck again. Graves takes a shot that gets blocked. And this one, save is made. Bounces right to Team Ginger. Sam Vigneault. Vigneault drop it off, and they'll set up the breakout here. 8 minutes remaining in this game. Team Jones, after losing their first game, coming out and establishing themselves here with a 2-goal lead.
Team Jones, the white team here today.
Here comes
Couple
a shot.
goals from Stenlund.
Yeah, there's
Sorry, Bob.
No, that's fine. Abramoff again. He's buzzing around that net. You mentioned he's what, 5'9"?
He's not very big, but
kind of just sneaks in there, and all of a sudden he's putting a good shot on you.
yeah, he's got a little dart to his game. Darts in and out of traffic. Doesn't mind being on the puck in traffic. We heard that about him when he got selected in the third round last week. These kids have had a busy 10 days, 12 days, some of these kids.
Comes Sherwood, plays it to the middle, and he tried to put it on the stick of Carson Meyer. Back through the neutral zone it comes. Meyer tips it over, and Sherwood will find it on the far wall. It's two local products trying to go back and forth here with a couple of passes. Ruop from behind the net throws it blindly up the near side.
Ginger's got both of those kids on his team here today.
There's a shot by Nutavara, and the save is made.
I'm not sure if Eddie Giger coached both those guys when they played here at AAA. But he's got both local products on his team here, Team Gray. And they're down 2-0.
Scarfo going toward the front of the net. Nutavara cut off that pass. And Brodeur is just going to leave the puck. Keegan Colasar, here he comes. Got some good speed working right now, trying to split the defense, and they just stood him up. You know what? Both of those guys, it's like they looked at each other and said, okay, brace yourself. Here he comes. There's a good look at Keegan.
Big body, power forward. He's got some skill. And as you mentioned, tried to bull his way through a little bit of daylight between the big defensemen. Like Carlson, one of those big defensemen. And Frank Hora, a big defenseman who had a goal in the first game for Team Ginger.
Race is on here. Scarfo gets there first, and Brodeur just cuts that off and covers. 6:10 remaining.
He doesn't look overworked, Brodeur.
Not to this point. Gabriel Carlson drops it back for Vigneault, covering at the blue line. He'll return the favor. Over to Frank Hora. Back to Carlson, trying to chip it down to the front of the net. Stolen away by Team Jones, and back out to the neutral zone it comes. And rush it in again. Vigneault gets stood up. Nutavara, nice play right there, just allowing the goalie to let that puck come right in and cover.
Brodeur there took a little poke from Vigneault after he covered that puck. Line change here, and we got to see Abramoff out there. And the goal scorer in this game, Stenlund.
I'm just laughing because you see those guys on the faceoff?
Yeah,
one guy's 5'9", the other guy's 7'6",
yeah.
right? It's what it looks like.
I think the 5'9" guy won the faceoff.
He did. He did.
By a landslide.
Here comes Gibson up the ice.
There he is with the puck.
Abramoff. Oh, trying to make a little toe drag move there. Now trying to get it back on the steal. Pesky, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's actually fun to watch.
Opportunity here for Team Jones, and a shot to score. They wasted no time in taking advantage of that situation. I will guarantee you that. Blake Siebenhaller jumping up on the play.
As this Williams down the wing. Nice little pass, and you said it. Two defensemen leading the rush. And then no mistake in the back of the net, so that's a commanding lead here. Looks like Team Ginger has got to maybe pull the goaltender here, get something going.
Yeah, they got to rally. They've got less than 5 minutes. Here comes Scarfo with a chance back to Sherwood, and he just couldn't connect with him.
He was on his backhand just trying to wave at it to get it back into play, but here comes Stenlund. He's got 2 in this game.
Got knocked off the puck, gets right back to it, although it's forced to the neutral zone. Scarfo, a little maneuver there, had the puck, lost control of it. And Will Diorsi loses it to Sherwood. Nutavara, good job to get up there, and I'll tell you, Nutavara read that very quickly. And here's Sherwood with another chance, and Nutavara is still back there pestering him.
Yeah, Nutavara hung right with him, got his stick in the lane, and that Sherwood shot you talked about just whistled high and wide.
Almost a good steal there by Vigneault. Nutavara there to pick up the loose puck. Up the ice he comes. They try to pass it back to him. Couldn't get it there. Bouncing puck settled down, but only for a moment. Big battle in the corner.
You can see, Bob, pretty good crowd on hand here at the Ice House to watch this round robin tournament. A lot of people standing on the sides, and it looks like the stands are pretty much full here this evening. Blue Jackets faithful getting their hockey fix here at the end of June.
Opportunity here, and Gibson is denied by Brodeur.
A lot of outside action on both teams. I think, as you mentioned, this Team Ginger needs a bit of a push here to get back in this game, down 3-0. Brodeur not really tested, but he has been strong on all his saves, and we saw that last one. No rebound, no second opportunity available in front of him.
Yeah, and that's really what this team is just allowing him to make that save, right? I mean, they're clearing it out for him. Here,
yeah.
They're going to take the shot. You make that one save, and we'll be good.
Yeah, I wonder if he's communicated that with his defenseman. Stay out from in front of me. Let me see the puck, and I'll keep the rebounds to myself.
Yeah, he really has. He's been. This is the second game that he's played in, and he's been good.
Probably gets advice all day long from one of the best goaltenders ever to play, and his dad, Martin Brodeur. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Stenlund, nice backhanded pass. Salaturo. Looked like he wanted to bring it in, but the puck bounced on him.
They're just killing the clock in the neutral zone at this point. 2.5 left here.
Meyer now with an opportunity. He's got a man on the right wing side. Tried to pass to him, and Siebenthaler just read that all the way and steals it.
Good play there defensively by Siebenthaler just to wait for that pass to come by Meyer and then picked it off. Oh, it was almost a body check.
Oh, just about.
Abramov, your buddy. He ran into another 5-foot player here for the weekend. For the week, sorry. Salaturo.
Sherwood wants the puck. They couldn't get it to him. Sam Ruop gave it away. Team Jones leading 3-0. Well, if Team Jones wins this game, that would mean each team has a loss.
Another shootout, perhaps?
Yes, perhaps. That's the way they would decide who's going to play in the championship game. Opportunity here. Diorsi has it stolen away. Sherwood off the backhand. Now quickly moved up the left wing side. Vigneault, nice pass to Hora. Good move there as he comes in front. And he scores.
Great play there by Vigneault. The lone man up ice with a heads-up play. Knew he had to buy some time, and he did that by making a little play with the puck, and then just an excellent, quiet little pass through the skates. And here Hora does the rest as he takes it right to the paint. That's a big defenseman, Hora. That's his second goal of the evening, first in this game, but good job by him to get up and involved offensively.
Pass up the right wing side, Meyer with an opportunity. Tried to slide it in front. It goes off a skate. Under a minute to go. Meyer with a steal. Throws it left wing side. Come back to the front of the net. Brodeur turns that one away. Empty net down to our left. Team Ginger knowing if they're going to rally, they have to do it right now. They've got 30 seconds and they've got to score twice. Abramov almost tripped right at the blue line. Maintains control. Sends one in front. Turned away by Brodeur. Out to the left point. Carlson. Will he shoot it? No. Bats his left wing circle. Nice little move and a shot there. And Brodeur with his biggest save of the tournament. Abramov with a shot. Save made. Rebound. And that one goes off the post. Down to 3 seconds remaining. And Team Jones is going to win this one. 3-1 the final score.
Good little action there at the end of the game as Team Ginger made a little push after that goal by Hora. And you can see they got 5 guys, the goaltenders out of the net, just trying to funnel things towards the net. And you mentioned Brodeur with a big glove hand save there. This was a little rebound opportunity. Good defensive position there in front of him. Team Jones with the victory. So every team with a win.
Well, you figured that's the way it was going to happen, right? I mean, nobody
evenly
wants
matched up teams, right?
Right. Evenly split roster. Nobody wants to wind up 0-2. I mean, really, you played that first game. If you lose, you got to come back even stronger because none of these teams wanted to finish this thing without getting a win.
No.
So they cranked it up.
We wouldn't want to see something like that.
No. Team Jones, give him credit. They cranked it up. They came back. And after losing their first game, they win their second game. And Brodeur and Parasini will stay in the nets.
this would be fun.
We've got a shootout upcoming here.
And then we'll get right to the final game.
It's a best of 3, I do believe, here.
Best of 3 on the shootout?
I think so. You know, we had this nice slate of rules, and we were going to show the rules, and we talked about it before the broadcast and decided that, you know how the rules work in this tournament? They're very loose. They can change them anytime they want. They would change rules and never tell us anyway. Pierre-Luc Dubois, one-on-one with Pericini. He had 2 goals in the first game, and he shoots that one right into the glove.
Looked like a little game of throw and catch there. Pericini out at the top of his crease. Strong glove hand save. And Dubois. Here's Stenlin coming off a 2-goal game. The last game here, the victory for Team Jones.
There he comes. And slowly it tries to float it through. Brodeur able to fight it off. So Kevin Stenlin does not score.
He thought he did enough work in front of the goaltender. They could just slide it through the wickets here, but Brodeur got his stick in front, closed that 5-hole. Here's Cole Sherwood.
Sherwood sets it up forehand, and Pericini fights it off.
Again, trying to go glove hand on Pericini. We saw Pierre-Luc Dubois try that. And there's that little block with the catcher mitt.
Francis Bouvier coming in now for Team Jenner. He's denied by Brodeur.
Showed a little backhand there in the initial entrance in onto the goaltender. Here he loads up on the backhand and then quickly switches forehand, just not quick enough.
Keegan Colasar now shooting for Team Jones, and Pericini loses the stick but keeps the puck out of the net.
Is that legal? It is here, as you mentioned. The rules are a little loose right there. Yeah, that's legal. A little blocker save.
Comes Abramov. He's already scored in the shootout once, and he'll score again.
Well, that's worth looking at again, Bob. Let's go to the replay on this one.
All right.
Wow.
Here it is. Talk us through it.
It's a forehand backhand. He's right in the middle of the net, and there you can see. It looks like he's going to go back to his forehand and uses the end of his stick, a toe drag, and Brodeur says, wow, you got me there.
Bobby Nardella back down at the other end, and he goes 5-hole.
That's that small defenseman who plays a big game. He's all over the ice when we saw him the 2 games that Team Jenner played early, and right there, good confidence, forehand, backhand, 5-hole.
Dante Salaturo now coming in. Forehand shot. Brodeur says no to that. So let's see who's on the board here. Team Ginger's on the board. Team Jenner's on the board.
Here's Team Ginger again.
And that was
Vigneault.
Sam Vigneault just got denied by Pericini with that good pad save.
Justin Scott here for Team Jenner.
There he comes. Backhand shot. Misses the net.
Good speed on Justin Scott. Just that puck rolled on him a couple times on that play. And as he goes to his back, and you see there it flipped up.
Here comes Calvin Thurkoff. Showing forehand, and then he just got too many moves going there at one time and lost control.
Yeah, just kind of lost the puck as he got in tight. Ryan Scarfo here.
There is Ryan Scarfo. Little head fake, and Brodeur able to make that save.
That was a good little move by Scarfo, but excellent save by Brodeur. Stayed with him the whole way. You can see head up, sees the 5-hole, but tries to go back against the grain. Just couldn't slide it past Brodeur.
Tyler Bird for Team Jenner. And on Pericini, and a save is made again.
Tyler Bird goes to his backhand here, tries to elevate it. No, but it catches the bottom of the blocker.
Blake Siebenhaler now for Team Jones. Running out of room as Brodeur kicks that one away.
This guy's not happy with that attempt. As he gets to the corner, you can see there, it kind of whacks his stick on the ground.
There's Gabriel Carlson now. Big defenseman, known for his defense, not his offense, and he gets poke checked.
Excellent use of the poke check. Carlson with that long reach. Here he goes to make a move. Gets interrupted, and there goes that stick flying again.
So it is going to be Team Jenner against Team Ginger in the championship game.
Well, there you go.
So Team Jones out of the running here. Their day has come to an end, and now the two finalists will get a chance to warm up here for just a couple of minutes, and then we'll go with the championship game.
I think Jenner has got the advantage here, Bob. They look good the first two games.
There's no doubt. They have, well, I was just about to say they've got a stacked roster, and now Oscar Danska's gone in to play net on their end too. So they're not.
They're going to be good.
They're not hurting for much of anything right now, are they?
And they got a good schedule. They played the first two games. They got the ice flood for a break, and then they got to watch a game. So good schedule for them. They're ready to run and gun, whereas Team Ginger has played a couple in a row here.
They have. Yep.
So.
See, we're already in the mid-season form. We're talking about the schedule, the rest.
That's right.
But Oscar Dance getting the call. It'll be Peter Tomei on the other end.
Hey, Bob, what just to break away here for a second, what do you think of this last 24 hours of NHL news and notes?
Crazy.
I mean,
But
even here in Columbus.
It was like, but yesterday, Seth Jones was the story of the day, and all of a sudden, within a span of 30 minutes, there were three other stories, and just some crazy stuff going on.
They were all
right
front page news.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Steven Stamkos stays in Tampa, so he used that.
That one didn't surprise me as much.
Well,
Did it surprise you?
I'll
tell you why.
It surprised me.
I'll tell you why it didn't surprise me. Because it's a team he's come up with. He made sure he got back in for Game 7 of that series and was trying to make something happen. He's a big part of what they do there. Oh, and by the way, he'll make a lot more money staying in Florida than he would to go anywhere else.
I know, but you get that close to free agency, and I guess he did go out and use that time period where he could talk to other teams. He used it wisely, but I was surprised. I thought to come that far, I really thought the door was closed. Why not sign earlier? But I guess he wanted to see if someone backed up the Brinks truck for him. I don't know. I was kind of surprised. And then Shea Weber for PK Subban. I mean, you could talk about that all day long, and people would never believe that would come to fruition. But, boy, I'll tell you what. Once it did, I know I've listened to Montreal Talk Radio. They are mourning. They love the polarizing figure of PK Subban.
Yeah. That was, the fans loved him.
And I love Shea Weber.
It's like everybody loved them except the people that were making the decisions. They obviously didn't like something. And again, the one thing about it is what you just said about Shea Weber. They are getting a huge asset in Shea Weber. It's not like, really, I don't know which side lost the trade. I don't know if either side loses that trade.
I don't think they do. I think Subban fits in the Laviolette system perfectly with a running gun, firepower from the defensive zone, all over the ice PK is, and leadership in a market that is run by the media. Now you've got a rock in your dressing room in Shea Weber, and that's what you can't measure that. And once you're inside that room with a guy like that, it is now going to be much tighter. Hats off to PK. He's a great guy.
I agree.
And he's going to do well. He's an unbelievable guy for the league. But building a team, I like Shea Weber.
No, I think he's going to be great in Nashville for a lot of different reasons. But I think that the Predators are really going to miss that leadership. That's going to be their biggest battle.
I agree with you.
That's going to be their biggest thing that they have to replace. It's not going to be a skill set. It's going to be a leadership set.
No, I totally agree with that.
Here we are in this championship game. Team Ginger, Team Jenner. And two pretty well-stocked teams here. As we talked about a few moments ago, Team Jenner on paper seems to have the advantage. Pierre-Luc Dubois had that pass go behind him, pulls it off the far wall. Slides it in the direction of Scott, but he couldn't get there, and it's quickly picked up. Now, we'll see, and I was just about to say, we'll see the intensity come up in this game, and we're going to get a tripping penalty here, which is not going to result in a power play. It's going to result in a penalty shot.
Good call, Bob. It was Meyer. As he got the puck and tried to make his way up ice, you can see that staggered skate of Collins trips up Meyer. Here comes the penalty shot.
There it is, coming in on Oscar Dance. And And that one right off the stick and up in the air, so this game stays scoreless. Carson Meyer unable to bury that penalty shot.
Little hesitation move here by Meyer. You can see it looks like he's going to shoot, fakes it, and then tries to go back to the 5-hole, but Dance didn't open up. Face off to Dance. Oscar's left.
Round behind the net, Team Jenner. Tried the breakout, and then Tyler Bird thought better of making a pass. He just pulls it back into his own defensive zone. Bobby Nardella, here he comes. Gaining the red line. Passing on the right wing side, just off the stick of Justin Scott. Team Ginger picks it back up. Weren't able to clear the zone there, so they'll carry it right back around behind the net. Pass up the left side, Vigneault. Sam Ruop will dish it off. Vigneault tried to saucer it to the middle there for Gibson. That one taken away. And now it'll be Nardella up to the red line. There'll be some changing going on with Team Jenner. And now they're hoping not to get caught in the change as Cole Sherwood is off the bench and has the puck. He allows his team to finish changing personnel and brings it up. Got a chance with a forehand shot. There is Oscar Dance with a big save.
Good speed there from Cole Sherwood. Kind of bellied back, built up some speed, got a little space, and accelerated through the neutral zone there. Let that shot go, but good save by Dansk.
Sonny Milano back out toward the blue line. Top of the right wing circle. Try to pass it back to Milano. That one is stolen away. And Abramov caught an edge. He fell down. Frank Hora will gather the puck in inside of his own end. Look up the right wing side. Doesn't make the pass. Just carries it right through the neutral zone. Saw Hora with a nice goal earlier in this tournament. Out to the left point. Carlson walks it in, and Dansk makes a big save. Sonny Milano putting it over for Andrew Peak. Peak looking for Francis Beauvier. Back out to Peak. Now they go right wing circle. Milano in front. Peak with a shot, and getting there just the same time was Carlson. Nice stick check there.
Big Carlson, he covers a lot of ice with that long stick and long arms, and right there you can see an example of it. Close the door on Peak.
Abramov coming back in, center point. Nice little move, going to the backhand, tried to drag it to the forehand there. Dansk able to cut it off. There is no lack of effort from that guy.
No, and that was a fake backhand drop pass in the middle of the ice. It was pretty. I'll try that one next time I skate, Bob.
I'll bet you it'll look different. Justin Scott with a shot. Trickles in on goal. Just because you're taller and lankier. You know,
yeah, right. Might take me the length of the ice to pull it off. Is that what you mean? Oh, that's great.
Now watch these guys. It gets a little bit of congestion in front here, and
good hard shot.
Playing a little defense there. Sam Ruop just getting the stick out there and changing the direction of that shot.
Oh, an excellent pass there.
Dubois fight it off to get it out to Nardella.
Nardella with a good pass to Dubois earlier. He's all over the place here, you can see.
Yeah, he's got it again. Looking for Dubois. That one gets tipped off his stick. Pierre-Luc just goes hard into the corner against Sam Ruop. Now, that's a couple of big boys going at it right there. And Scott going to have that one taken away, and Tomei will cover it up. Again, the compete level goes up here with every minute that ticks off the clock, and they'll get more desperate to be the first team that scores. 8 minutes and 2 seconds remain here in this championship game.
And it's just one period, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so we got, look at Boone there. Boone Jenner is, looks like he's got some chatter going on the bench. Fun for Boone. He's played in this. He's been a part of the organization for a while. He's been a part of Traverse City and these development camps and been around training in the summer. So I'm sure he knows exactly what these guys are going through.
And I think for these young guys, having Boone Jenner and Seth Jones and Nick Foligno, and guys like that around just to talk to, and I know they had some set talks with these guys throughout the course of the last couple of games.
Oh, they did? They had some meet and greets?
Yeah, they had some, I talked with Seth Jones today, and they had kind of like a question and answer type segment, bounce some things off of you. And I think that's a real advantage for these young players.
That's amazing. And these kids are in the system, but
Ruop with a nice shot and a good scramble there by Oscar Dansk. He saw trouble brewing, and he got over there quickly to his left.
Yeah, he looks good. He gives his defenseman a little tap there. Good little play to the net. We always talk about in the regular season now getting the puck to the net and those rebound opportunities. And you can see right there, Abramov right there looking for that rebound. But yeah, Bob, it's amazing when you go to a camp. I remember being in dressing rooms with NHL veterans, and listen, you're wide-eyed. You're just amazed that you're even in the same building with these people. So for these young guys to see the Blue Jackets players who now are full-time NHL players walking through the hallways of the locker room, not only being in the locker room, but being there with the veterans, it just gives you a real good feeling.
Sonny Milano to the far side. You know, we talked about this earlier. Milano, he's not really shooting that much right now. He's kind of passing it off. And, you know, for Sonny, he doesn't need to be a superstar in this camp. I mean, he's an established guy, and it looks like he's trying to give some other guys chances to score goals here.
Yeah, well, it's just good. And it's always fun to make that beautiful pass and get the crowd.
Which he did. He threaded that pass, that nice saucer pass to Dubois in the early game.
That's right. Yeah, that was in the early game. Here's Dubois with the puck, number 3 overall to the Blue Jackets. He's got a couple goals here in this evening's matches.
See how he just slowed up and took a look around to see if he had anything. He didn't, but unfortunately he loses the puck.
He's trying to get it to Bliss there.
Oh, and Horace shot deflects up over the net. And there goes Dubois to the far boards.
That's
now,
a first body check thrown. That was Dubois with it.
But doesn't that tell you a little bit about him?
Yeah, it
that
definitely
he just
does.
made that play.
He's competitive.
Oh,
Ooh.
Sherwood off the post. Now Gabriel Carlson looking from the left wing boards, getting pinned up there. And Team Jenner will gather it back in. 5 minutes and 18 seconds remaining. 0-0 here between these two clubs in the championship game of this 4-on-4 tournament in development camp. Chance here, Scott brings it up. Into the high slot, that one rolled on him a little bit, and then he never was able to get the shot away. Scarfo back on the counterattack. Up the right wing side, tries to throw it to the middle. That one was broken up. Nice defensive play there by Bobby Nardella. Vigneault on the far wall, fighting in the corner. He's got the puck. Nice backhand out to the blue line. Gibson with a chance, and the save is made. Andrew Peak finding this one. Rolling it up the near side. And Team Jenner brings it out. Tyler Bird stood up very nicely. Team Jenner wants to complete a line change here. Sam Ruop sends one off the defender Nardella over into the near corner. They get it back to the slot. This one bouncing up in the air, and Sonny Milano winds up with it. Trying to get a 2-on-1, but nice job by Ruop to get back into that play and even the odds.
Took away the passing option for Milano. He goes with that shot again, just whistles it over the net.
There's Abramov. His pass broken up by Sonny Milano.
A little bit of a collision, lower body collision there with Big Carlson and Milano.
3-on-2 here. Shot, and that one is turned away. Meyer intercepts a pass. He's got Nardella to beat here, and Nardella just strips it right off his stick. Now back to Abramov right in front. His shot stopped by Oscar Dansk, and Dansk finally able to find it before there's a second opportunity.
Excellent pass by Meyer off the far wall. He's got Abramov right in the middle of the ice, and he's got pressure. Collins is going to go with Meyer top of your screen, and that leaves Abramov all alone, and heads up play for Collins to get him that puck. Just runs out of room. Here he is, all alone. And Dansk, what patience for Dansk. Just to wait for that puck to get on the forehand of Abramov and then shuts him down.
Back through the neutral zone. Scott had it knocked down at the blue line. Dubois picks up. Dubois to the far corner, losing the puck. Trying to get it right back, and that's what he does. Wanted to backhand it out in front. That one got tipped. Sam Ruop just came with him all the way around behind the net. Was able to make the play. 3:05 to go. Ruop trying to clear his own end. Cole Sherwood spins away from pressure. There he comes. 3-on-3 right now. Sherwood gives it off to Gibson. He's got an opportunity. Oscar Dance says no to that. Bliss now clears it away from the front of the net. Now to the neutral zone it comes. Team Ginger brings it right back in. Gabriel Carlson down the slot. Can't get the shot away. Carries it back over to the far wall. It's stolen away again by Justin Scott. Looking for a little bit of help. Drops it off. They go to Bliss in the high slot, and that one right into the belly of Tomek.
A lot of shots into the belly here, and the goaltenders are doing a good job positionally of just getting in that center of the ice, center with the puck. There's Scott comes in with a nice little play. Crisscross with Vano, and that shot by Bliss just gets gobbled up. You can see the time on the clock, and you can see the time here tonight too, Bob, all in one. It's 6:09.
It's all in one package.
Yeah. Great camera work.
Back through the neutral zone. Abramov plays it off the boards. Good job by Oscar Dance to clear it away from the front of the net. And it's not going to come out. Frank Hora keeps it in. Abramov again behind the net. Tips it over to Vigneault in the right wing corner. Out to the right point. They couldn't hold it there. Gabriel Carlson able to use his big body to shield the puck from Tyler Bird. Abramov will bring it back in. Toe drags it around Peak, but then couldn't cut to the front of the net. Ruop holds at the blue line. Pretty good puck movement right now.
These big defensemen, Hora and Ruop.
Shot toward the net, hits traffic. Remember earlier in this game there was a penalty called and the penalty shot that Team Ginger couldn't convert. So we're still 0-0, 1:28 to go.
Definitely the best scoring chance of this game.
Well, here's a pretty good one, and Oscar Dance says no to that.
Excellent save by Oscar Dance there on Abramov, right in the middle of the ice. Good hard shot, but Danska's, boy, he's looked good.
Sonny Milano had that puck roll off the end of his stick. That gives it back to Team Ginger. Gibson brings it in. Top of the left wing circle, backs it off to the far wall. And this one goes off his stick and out of play. Sherwood had just come off the bench, and he was tapping that stick on the ice, calling for the pass, but didn't have a chance to get it to him. Oscar Dansk, some big saves in this game. His 5th development camp for Oscar Dansk.
Is that right?
Yep. The veteran of this.
This will probably be his last one.
I would think so. Face-off won by Team Ginger, and there's a score. It's Sherwood again.
Right off the face-off. Well drawn up play by the coaching staff. And make no mistake, Sherwood with that shot right off the draw. Here's the face-off win. And Sherwood is in position. Perfectly placed puck by the centerman as he snaps it back. And no sooner did we talk about Dance, but you could see the look in his eye. He's not happy that that snuck between his arm and his chest protector. Late goal here.
So 45 seconds remaining.
And boy, were we wrong on the favorite.
Yeah.
Team Jenner.
Well, we said on
who's
paper,
in blue.
right?
On paper.
Right. On paper, they were a favorite.
Team Ginger in gray, and they have the lead here.
With 34 seconds left. Shot misses. And here's what they need to do. If they want to pull the goaltender, they got to get possession of the puck and bring it up the ice.
Absolutely.
And here they go, and there goes Oscar Dance to the bench. They come to the high slot. Quick shot to score. That one winds up in the net. As taking the shot was Andrew Peak.
Just when you thought. Team Ginger had full control here. Good speed. The goaltender just gets on the bench, and Peak with a heads-up play right there. Gets the puck in the middle of the ice, slides it down towards the net, and
Bouvier is the one that gets that goal. Nice tip in there. And Dubois got the second assist on that one. So it's been a productive tournament for him. Down to 8 seconds remaining.
Scouts are right on him.
Yep, this is going to be an icing call with 3.8 seconds remaining.
Ooh, interesting here. Little face-off play again for Team Ginger. They scored their lone goal off the face-off play. Same face-off dot, is it?
No.
The opposite face-off circle. Well, interesting here.
Abramov and Sherwood and Carlson all on the ice here.
Abramov loses that draw, so that'll Finished regulation for this game here so far. 2 late goals. Not much going on early, but as soon as Team Ginger scored off the faceoff, Team Jenner came back and tied it up. We're going to a shootout, I guess, are we?
I was trying to hear what they said. They said they might. Did they say they were going to overtime? The referee hasn't brought the puck out to center ice and placed it.
Maybe 3-on-3. That would be fun. Or 2-on-2.
2-on-2.
Why
Looks
not?
like they'll stay. Well, there were 4 guys out there, but one may be going back. Looks like 5 minutes of sudden death here.
Nice. That's always fun.
And it does appear to be 3-on-3. And Milano and Dubois are 2 of the 3 for Team Jenner. The other is Bouvier, who just scored the goal that tied it. On the other side, Carlson, Abramov, and Sherwood.
Bouvier from CIS, University of New Brunswick, Canadian college player.
Think Pierre-Luc Dubois is having fun in this?
Yeah, he seems to be settling in nicely.
Yeah.
New friends. These guys have had a fun week. They've done this kind of, well, I'll call them awkward situations they've put them in, you know, introducing each other, trying to meet as many people as you can in 5 minutes, doing a lot of team building and fun activities, which at the time is, everyone is a little hesitant, but after it's always great and brings groups closer together. And you can see right there, he's got a couple friendly faces already in the organization.
Bouvier, nice job with that puck. And Dubois with a shot that goes wide of the net. Sonny Milano jumps into it, trying to go between the circles. A shot turned aside by Tomei.
Oh, big hit in the corner. It's Carlson on Beauvois.
Dubois tried to center it. Sherwood's got a chance to come get this. Sonny Milano is back. It's going to turn into a 2-on-1 here. And Abramov holding. Tried to go back to Sherwood. Good job by Milano to get a stick on it. And Oscar Dansk with a glove save hangs on.
Abramov did not know that he had Hora joining the rush. It was actually a 3-on-1. Sonny was kind of a standing duck there in the middle of the ice with that first pass, but didn't find that second wave. And here it is. Abramov thinks he's all alone, tries to go back to Sherwood, but right there, Hora is actually on the play.
Both teams make a line change, and this one, did that get touched by somebody on the bench?
Oh,
I assume it did.
not in agreement with the call. That's Collins.
Wait a minute. I think they called a penalty here.
He called a penalty. Controversial, I guess. Was it over the glass or into the bench? Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
Here comes the
Abramov's got a
shootout.
chance to win it right here.
No time to argue.
Here he comes in on Oscar Dansk with a shot, and he scores! And that'll end it. Abramov with his second shootout winner of the day, leading Team Ginger to the 4-on-4 Development Camp Championship here today. Watch this shot.
Wow, what a shot. Bellied way out to the right and just picked his corner and made no mistake. Boy, and he made that look really easy. Joy and happiness as he puts that top shelf. The benches unload. And a big celebration for Team Ginger. 2 local products on there. 3rd round pick, and there's that smile. Guys, you know, no 1st round picks on that team, I don't think, Bob.
No, Carlson.
Big
Gabriel
Carlson, that's
Carlson
right,
was,
Big
yep.
Carlson. But they took down Milano.
Yeah, they overcame adversity, these guys.
Dubois, yeah.
And they
did a
found a
good job.
way. And now they got to come out for the championship picture.
What do they call it? The Stinger Cup? There's Eddie Ginger. Eddie in the picture.
Yeah.
They're calling out the cup. There's Sean H. The bottom left, he's got the cup for the presentation.
It's a beautiful trophy, as you can see. And it is fitting of the end of a fun week. Team Ginger, Development Camp Tournament champions, as they win it on a penalty shot in overtime. And I'll tell you something, it's a very good debut for Vitaly Abramov to come into this tournament, score a couple of shootout goals, and be able to hoist a trophy with a stuffed animal on it. That's your first act as a pro.
Absolutely. Good job for him. The Stinger Cup.
But, good times all around, and now this this fun week of development comes to an end. And again, Jody, some of these guys are going to, well, they're all going to go their separate ways. Some of them are going to go back to their junior teams. They're going to go to college, and some of them will be right back here in September for a training camp that is going to be 1,000 times bigger than this, but is also going to present numerous opportunities for some of the guys that we saw here this week.
Oh yeah, no question. It's an exciting year for these young kids. I mean, to watch what they did in Lake Erie, we talked to Jared Bednar about it and the process that he went through, and all those kids went through, the ups and downs, the call-ups, the adversity down there. He had no goaltenders at one point, but he said their record improved. These kids in the draft, there's been some buyouts, Bob, with the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, too, just for a second, because yesterday it was Feder Tuden, absolute class act individual. It's sad to see him go. We understand the business of the game and why that had to happen, but that is going to be a loss for this team, no doubt about that, a veteran defenseman. And today, I know it's obviously a very good friend of yours, and Jared Bowl was put on waivers for the purpose of buying him out. Yeah,
that's, you talk about Tootin, just a real great pro and low-maintenance defenseman. Teammates loved him. And when you talk about Jared Bowl, I'll tell you what, there's a guy that, gave everything he had every single night for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Great teammate. He's got to be in a weird place right now, being in the city. He's getting ready to get married next week. And all he's known is Columbus Blue Jackets in this professional level. And don't think that's not hard. That's a tough situation for him to be in because he's now no longer a part of this organization. And that's a tough feeling, knowing that you're not a part of what's going on in downtown Columbus. So for Jared, I'm sure it's a kind of a lonely, dry feeling right now. But I'll tell you what, there's going to be teams interested in him. And if he's interested in playing in the league any longer, he'll have an opportunity, which could be a wonderful thing for him. If he decides to retire, that'll also be a wonderful thing.
So that's, those are the downsides of this week, of this good week that has gone on. But there's a lot of work to do for the Blue Jackets. Again, teams, we were talking about what happened yesterday in the league. Teams are changing. Free agency will open tomorrow. So there will be teams making moves and making changes. And I would imagine the changes are not necessarily done for the Blue Jackets. It could be numerous other things between now and training camp as well.
Well, listen, we watch Jarmo and his scouting staff and his coaching staff work on a daily basis. And it's not day to day. I think it's almost hour to hour with this league and these teams. And that's just the reality of professional sports. And they need to and they will stay on top of it. And if there's a moment where they can make the team better in the right direction, they will.
And, hey, don't forget, the next time we're in the Ice House here, it's going to be actually even more special because Team USA will be having their training camp here for the World Cup of Hockey. There will be a pre-tournament game between Team USA and Team Canada here at Nationwide Arena, and then the Blue Jackets training camp will come. It seems like it's, you know what? It seems like it's a million miles away, but here we are at the end of June already going into July. So
hey,
it's just
this
around
camp
the corner.
Seemed like a long ways away.
Yes,
so now we're here and done. So it'll be here before we know it.
Absolutely. So Team USA will hold its training camp here for the World Cup of Hockey, and then the Blue Jackets will hold their training camp, and then, hey, the season will be here before you know it. Thanks for tuning in with us today for this 4-on-4 tournament to end Blue Jackets development camp. Thanks to Jared Bednar for coming on with us in between games a little bit earlier. Thanks to Russ Mollahan, our Director of Broadcasting, for getting our guests, Derek Dolly, Jeff Katolniak, Dave Traub, everybody that's on our production crew here. We really appreciate all of the work that everybody has done, and that'll shut it down for June. And we'll be back in just a couple of months to get you ready for the NHL. For Jody Shelley, I'm Bob McElligott. Thanks for watching Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health.